Welcome. Thank you for joining me for Meditation Basics. My name is Mindy Arbuckle, and I'm here to teach you today a little bit about what meditation is and some practical reasons why and how to practice. So allowing ourselves to first ask the question, what is meditation? Meditation is really allowing the mind to be focused on one point so that everything else can really release, disappear essentially. We practice this by allowing ourselves to be focused, allowing ourselves to find calm and peace, balance within the body and mind. So that's some of our benefits of our meditation is allowing ourselves to balance out our hectic day-to-day lives with a few minutes of peace, calm, and quiet. Allowing ourselves to also feel balanced from the hectic busyness of our day-to-day activities to the opposite, slowing down, essentially doing nothing so that we can find our own meditation practice. There are also physical health reasons why we can meditate. Not only is it good for the body to feel calm and balanced, but also for the mind. So it can help us with things like anxiety and depression. It also helps to lower our heart rate, helping us to also work with things like high blood pressure, allowing us to feel better immunity, and of course, to reduce our stress levels. Now, many people ask me, when should I meditate? Where should I meditate? There are no particular hard, fast rules that you have to follow for this, but a few good tips to go by. When should we meditate? Early in the morning really is a lovely time to be able to sit and be quiet because everything is still at that point before the sun rises potentially, and really just allowing ourselves the peace, the quietude that we find at this very relaxed point in the day. Evening also works, or maybe we could pick midday. Really, as long as you're finding a consistent time to practice, that's what's going to give us the most benefit. Now, where should we meditate? You can meditate anywhere, be it on a train or on an airplane when we're in traffic, but just be mindful that we don't necessarily need to add distractions in order to meditate. Finding, at first at least, a calm, quiet, suitable place within our home potentially, or maybe outside in nature. Finding a corner within our house, finding a room perhaps if we have that luxury, in order to find a sacred space, the same space we can revisit over and over, and each time that we sit down, we automatically feel the essence of our meditation practice just go right into us. Literally, sitting down, the work is half done. We'll find a number of reasons why not to sit and meditate. Maybe the phone's ringing, maybe we have the dishes that didn't get done last night. Whatever it is, don't let those things get in the way, and just simply sit down. And once you're there, it's much easier to stay sitting once you've gotten yourself into that position. So, talking about sitting, that's the most important thing of our meditation practice. We want to be able to find a tall, neutral spine. There is energy that lives dormant at the base of the spine called Kundalini. And eventually, as we continue our meditation practice, we want this energy to be able to rise and flow freely upward through the spinal column. So if we have any kinks or any disturbances with our posture, that Kundalini will not rise efficiently or effectively. It can get diverted. So when we do this, our neutral spine means that our pelvis is neither tilting forward nor back, neither forward nor back. Our spines are not hunching, and we're not overlifting, overarching our backs. Our spines have the 4 natural curves. We go up, down, left, okay? When we allow ourselves to sit neutral, we feel all 4 of those curves. Our backs and our core centers are strong, but they're not forcefully working hard. The last thing for our spines, as we lift up through the chest, think about the heart lifting up from the center rather than just the chest lifting. We want our heads aligned with our spines. That means our shoulders are relaxed and our earlobes, ideally, are working toward being above our shoulders. So from here, we draw the chin back, helping to elongate the back side of the neck and lift through the crown. All right. Now, sitting on the floor flat, sometimes it's not comfortable for being able to find a neutral spine. I'm sitting just on a meditation cushion, which is lovely, very soft. But something simple that we can add is a blanket or cushion underneath of our bottoms. So when we add a blanket or a cushion, it lifts our pelvis up, tilting it just enough so that we can elevate and lowers the legs down. So instead of a 90-degree angle with our spines to our legs, It allows the legs to go a little lower, taking some pressure off the lower back. So, sitting cross-legged on the floor, on a blanket, on a cushion, all of these are great ways to be able to practice elevating the spine, finding neutrality, and helping our meditation practice. Now, a good guideline for the knees is that the knees are lower than the top of the pelvis, just making sure that that feels pretty comfortable for us. For some of us, sitting cross-legged isn't going to work at all. So a great option is to come to a kneeling posture. Now, sitting completely flat on the heels doesn't always feel good, so a meditation bench can be very beneficial. Just allowing ourselves to sit on the edge of it, rooting down, and it effortlessly will float our spines tall. So now once we have our spines tall, we allow ourselves to find the breath. When we breathe, we want to breathe through our nostrils, in and out, and utilize a belly breath. So as we inhale, our bellies are going to expand. And as we exhale, the belly comes in. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. So when we're breathing with the belly, we're not actually breathing into the abdomen, but the diaphragm moves up and down, and this is a very large muscle for breathing, and it really makes our breathing efficient, calm, and deep. That's exactly what we want. Now, once we have our breath, we can utilize a mudra if we'd like to, or just simply have the hands up or down. Two common mudras would be a Gyan mudra, touching the thumb and the index finger and extending the other three. Just letting the shoulders rest as we hold this meditation mudra. Or we can also use a dhyana mudra, which is a traditional meditation mudra. We place the fingers into each other and touch the thumbs, creating a nice oval sphere here. And then we allow ourselves just to breathe. The eyes can close all the way, or maybe 9/10 of the way. Now, when we meditate, we can meditate upon any object. We want to bring focus to our meditations. So instead of allowing the mind to wander every which way, we begin to bring focus. And we can do this in any number of ways. We can focus on an object, such as maybe a crystal, or a picture of a loved one or a deity. Crystals are wonderful ways to meditate because they allow us to see the depth within them, and they share their energies with us. Each natural crystal will have a slightly different energy compared to the last. We can also just simply hold a crystal within our hands and feel its energy shared with us. Now, we can also allow ourselves to work on clearing thoughts. So if we hear a thought, if a thought comes into our minds, we simply tell ourselves thinking, and we toss that thought aside. Again, a thought will arise, we say thinking, and we let that thought go. Even if 1,000 times we have to say thinking and let a thought go, that is a good practice to begin with. Now we can also just feel the breath, perhaps feeling an inhale come in with an om, and an exhale go out with an om. These oms are silent, just breathing in and breathing out, feeling the long om with our breath. Now we can also work on developing a feeling or an emotion, a sense of state of mind, and allow ourselves to develop that. Maybe love, maybe compassion, allowing ourselves to feel courageous, and just allowing ourselves to feel focused on those. Lastly, another option would be a mantra. If we use a mantra, oftentimes we use a mala, which has 108 beads on it, and we just hold that in our hands and allow ourselves to count our mantras with our beads. So again, there are a number of ways to meditate. These are just but a few. Whatever we do, find a comfortable seat, find a good time of day, dedicate at least 20 minutes every day to this meditation practice, and then allow ourselves to be present, to breathe, and to experience ourselves. I wish you luck on this journey of meditation. If you have any questions, please always feel free to contact me. Allowing ourselves a deep inhale and breathe out. Enjoy this journey. Namaste.